Hey VC, what's up? It's me, yours truly. I am back to post a quick response video to the Mr. and the Mrs. Final Gem, their May contest thread. Month is coming to an end. Year is flying by. I want to make sure I jumped on it before I forgot. So, three kind of quick, simple questions that they had, and here's my responses. And I don't have my computer right in front of me, so I can't do it word for word, but I'll give you the gist of what each question was, which most of you probably already know. But anyway, question number one was basically kind of an appreciation type question, just saying, like, show an album that kind of represents someone who was close to you in terms of a mother, teacher, protector, something of that nature. I initially thought about doing one for my mother, but then, you know, she's been such an influence on me in terms of music and a lot of different things that it was really kind of hard to even think about narrowing it down to one or two albums. So the next one that really kind of jumped out of my mind that was somewhat clear was my older brother. And I don't know, growing up around my older brother, we didn't grow up, I mean, my entire childhood was not spent around him. He lived with my grandmother for a while when I was with my parents. But a couple things I always kind of really remember about him when I was younger is number one, I really liked him and his friends, and I always wanted to be around them. I wasn't like the nagging type that wanted to poke at his friends, but it's really more so I wanted them to really like me. And so that's kind of one thing I just remember is even though there was never really any conflicts with my brother's friends, I just always kind of felt really kind of secure when I was around him and his friends and everything else. It's just kind of sometimes faint but positive memories that I have. And so one thing that really kind of makes me think about that is when I was growing up and I was younger, we didn't have, I mean, we struggled, plain and simple. I mean, for a while, I have four brothers, and all four of us shared one bedroom for a long time. So there was a double bed that my twin brothers shared, or I'm sorry, a full-size bed my twin brothers shared, and there was a bunk bed that my older brother and I slept on the top, my older brother slept on the bottom. And he had this, you know, boom box back then, which we thought was like the coolest thing in the world, because we actually had a boom box. It was his. But I'll never forget that this is the one song or the album, but really the song off his album that I ever remember him playing on that boombox. And again, I know he had a bunch of different tapes that he recorded and things he played, but this is the one that just always comes to mind, which is the song Special Lady by Ray Goodman and Brown. I don't know if any of you guys know that or not, but I just remember that. I remember playing that song all the time. I remember thinking how cool a song it was and all that, and every time I hear it now, it just takes me way back to that moment of thinking about when I shared that room with my brother, and I said he used to play those boombox all the time. So I guess that kind of protector piece came to mind, and this is the album and the song that still to this day, whenever I hear it, that's exactly where it takes me back to. So it's kind of cool, actually. I need to ask him sometime if he even really remembers that song or not. I haven't done that in a while. The next question was one of your favorite international world albums. You know, I've kind of mentioned before in past videos about my African heritage, and as far as, you know, my father actually being from there, so having, I think, a little more of a close connection with it than maybe your average African American. But you know, there's a lot that I really love that I just don't have vinyl, can't even really find CDs for. Like what you're playing in the background, for example, Franco is one of my favorite artists, but you know, I found some of his stuff on iTunes, but I haven't actually found the stuff I like on CDs, and certainly not on vinyl. Same thing with Victor Uwaifo, another artist that I love, international artist, or African artist. But again, finding the stuff I want from him on vinyl or CD or whatever else, even cassette, is darn near impossible. So I would say right now my favorite international album, which is probably my third favorite African artist, with those two I just mentioned, is Sam Magwana. And I kind of showed this album as that holy grail that I got a few weeks ago. But this is definitely probably my favorite international album right now, would be this here. You know, it can always be easy to cop out with something like Bob Marley or Paul Simon, you know, which is great stuff and so forth, but I think when you really get down to it, those three artists that I named, including this one, that's definitely my favorite international music. Third question was, I think, like, put together a show three albums that just don't make any sense together. Like, they just, I guess, kind of off in their own world. So that was kind of fun to play around with. So I'll kind of start here and go here, just in terms of strangeness. So for some reason, one of the first ones that came to mind was Pantera's Live. It's the first I'm going to use here. I mean, I think I picked this one just because it's more or less kind of Pantera's greatest hits. So you get all of the shredding and everything else that comes with, you know, ensembles, vocals, and everything else. I mean, everything that comes with Pantera, which is going to be hard, in your face type of stuff. So I don't think this album has much to do, or would have much to do, with Mother Earth. So those are just kind of two albums that I just really couldn't find any similarities where they connect in any way, shape, or form, with the exception of the fact that it's music and they're done by people. But for the most part, nothing else about those two albums really connect. So then I thought, well, where can I kind of go from Mother Earth that would be kind of an odd thing that wouldn't fit with either one of those two albums? And it ended up being this one, which is Sesame Street Fever. I mean, you know, hippie type stuff versus Muppet Disco, and I mean, I don't know, but Sesame Street Fever, I think, is an album that definitely doesn't really correlate with either one of those albums whatsoever. So those are going to be my three that don't fit: Pantera, Mother Earth, and Sesame Street Fever. So anyway, again, three really good quick questions. That's just a quick, you know, kind of at a whim response. And as always, let me know what you guys think, and we will talk to you soon, DC. Take care, Mr. and Mrs. We'll see you guys.